Hi, this is Caroline here from styledbycaroline.ie, and I was at the hairdresser's today. This video is going to be something of a confessional because while I was there I was having a chat with her about the various different things that I and others have done to their hair over the years. Oh my god, when I think back on some of the things I've done to my hair, it's a wonder there's a hair left in my head. But thankfully at the age of 30, finally I'm a bit wiser when it comes to how to look after my hair. So I thought it might be nice to do a video on things that I have done terribly wrong and how I finally learned to work with what I've got and make the best of it. So I suppose the first thing is to describe the type of hair that I have. It's naturally quite dry, naturally coarse, frizzy. It's the type of hair that if you were to go out on a humid day or a misty day, it would be out on end. It's quite thick as well, there's an awful lot of it. So as a result of all those things, it's quite unmanageable. It does require a little bit of work. So the first thing is notes. The first thing that I've been was doing for years and years was getting unsuitable haircuts. I remember in the early 90s when Jennifer Aniston's hair was the big thing, and you know, she had quite a bouffant style in Friends, and I got quite a lot of short layers cut into my hair. Now I was doing this for a long time and they looked fine when I left the hairdressers, but when I got home they're always like that. The layers used to just puff up and get frizzy and it was a nightmare. And this was way before straightening irons ever came in, and I used to be trying to dry it myself and I'd have all these sort of implements and clips and brushes and oh no, very difficult. So short layers I found really don't work with my hair. It needs, because it's so thick and coarse, it needs long layers to weigh it down a little bit, or so as I can manage it myself at home, because I must point this out as well. I'm not good with hair. Not really dexterous when it comes to doing my own hairstyles. I have about 3 or 4 different hairstyles that I do the whole time. It's either straight and down, I either pin it up half and half, I do a bun or into a ponytail, and beyond that I don't do very much with it. So it needs to be fairly manageable and easy to mind for me, so the long layers help with that. Another thing I have done quite frequently over the years is cut my hair quite short. Now, never above my chin length, but again, always looks good when I'm leaving the hairdressers, and then when I come home, oh dear, after the first wash I know, oh no, I've made a mistake, give me back my long hair. So now I am committed to long hair, well, for the next few years at least anyway. I don't think I'm going to try and go too terribly short with it. So yeah, work with what you've got. That's the lesson that I've learned. What else have I been using? Oh, the wrong products. Oh, again, nowadays I know my hair is dry, it has colour in it, so I use products for dry colour treated hair. I also do a lot of hair masks. You're usually advised to do one a week. I actually do one every single time I wash my hair, just to keep it looking and feeling strong, and so that no split ends develop in it. But for years I was just using whatever shampoo was in the shower, or sometimes I'd see something in a magazine and I'd get a great review and oh, such and such a celebrity uses it and they have amazing hair, and sure, it wouldn't be suitable for my hair type at all. So that was never very good. I've also become more conscious of using products that don't have parabens and sulfates and that kind of thing, and it can build up an awful lot of, you know, it can make the hair quite dull after a while. To name and shame one brand in particular, Pantene, when I wash my hair with it, yeah, you get a great shine the first 1 or 2 goes, but after a while the shine goes, because you just get a build up of product in the hair, and it has a dulling effect. So nowadays I use the right products, and I get my hairdresser to recommend ones that are suitable for my hair type. What else did I do? Oh, neglect. This came to a head a couple of years ago when I went on a trip to, I went to quite a few places, but I went from a very hot climate, let's say Fiji, and then I went on to New Zealand, which was really cold, straight after that, and I went on to Australia, which was really warm as well. So it was sudden shocks of temperature. I suppose my hair went into shock when I hit the extremes of warm and cold climates, and of course I wasn't protecting it in any way, shape or form. When I was going into the sea swimming or out in the sun, or never put any sort of heat protecting spray or anything to protect from the sun or that. Oh, and my hair was so bad when I came home. I was gone for a couple of months and never cut it, never did anything when I was away. Came back and it was in shreds. It was so bad. It was probably as long as it is now, and I had to cut it up short. I didn't want to, but it was so badly damaged I had to get rid of it. So since then I've been far more conscious about preventing split ends from happening or preventing the hair from getting weak. So good products, good nutrition is obviously very important as well. So I do take a multivitamin every day. I try to use as balanced a diet as possible. I drink a lot of water, and all have helped to cope with the naturally coarse, dry hair that could be brittle if I didn't do so much minding with it. Another thing as well with my hair over the years, colour. Oh dear, I have experimented with different colours over the years, usually to disastrous effect. If I hear another hairdresser telling me, oh, you should put a warm colour into it, well, hopefully I will have the willpower to say no. I often think, yeah, warm colour, gosh, I look really good when I'm wearing warm toned makeup and have a tan. Yeah, well, that'll be great. But sure, of course, I'm never tanned. Very, very rarely, unless I put on a fake tan for an event or that. And warm toned hair colour means that I have to wear makeup, because otherwise I look deathly pale. So now when I'm going to the hairdresser, I make sure that it's a cool toned hue that they're putting into my hair, and as a result then I don't have to do as much work with makeup and tan and all the rest of it. I don't look deathly pale when I'm not wearing either of them. So try and choose a colour that suits your skin type. So I remember, God, I experimented with highlights, copper highlights at one stage, and I have really pink cheeks. Like, I'm naturally quite a pink, cool toned person, and the copper was horrific. I've tried a few different shades of red as well. No good. No. Cool browns really are what suits me best. So I figured that out again after a good number of years. Speaking of highlights, I tried blonde highlights as well, going through the dark hair, and they were disastrous. It looked grey. Firstly, it was too much of a contrast between the lighter blonde. I mean, they weren't that light, but even still, it just looked like my hair was grey. And highlights will dry out your hair anyway. So if you've got dry hair, if you heard a crack there, that was actually the seat under me. I haven't broken it. Anyway, highlights will dry out your hair, so if you're prone to dry hair like I am, they're best avoided. And so on to then my last tip. Try not to fight against your natural hair type. I've spent years fighting against mine and trying to straighten the kinks out of it, and again, trying different hair products that weren't suitable for my hair type, and just doing way too much messing all together with different straightening irons, curling tongs, all the rest. We're trying to make my hair look, as sleek as possible. I've come to the stage now where, as I say, I work with what I've got. So I use, let's say, scrunching jellies and that to put in a natural wave in my hair when I'm just going around, on a casual day. Really, you know yourself, whatever hair type you have, work with what you've got. Try and stick to colours that you naturally are. Go a shade or two darker, a shade or two lighter. They will always suit you best. Don't be doing something very, very dramatic. That will require a lot of maintenance and a lot of makeup. So anyway, there have been my mistakes for the years. I'm sure I'm going to make many, many more, but hopefully I'll have learned from some lessons from the mistakes that I've made so far. Anyway, so thank you very much for tuning in. You can find lots of blog posts on hair care and the rest of it on my website, which I will link below this post. So thanks for tuning in. We'll see you again soon. Bye.